It's me again. Hey, on the last video, I was talking about some of the things that I got at the Harvest and the Apple Festival, some of the items I bought, and I wanted to show you the little rubbery coaster again, and it's used for opening up jars. And what I was looking for was my iced tea, and it wasn't there, but I set it on the table and I put my iced tea on it, and the rubber kind of helps absorbs the moisture. I also have this fancy little piece that fits here to where I can use it like a sipper cup in case I happen to knock it over when I'm working with important papers or my photos. Then maybe I won't spill as much tea. So just wanted to let you know, if you happen to run into these, they also work as jar openers or great little coasters. Anyway, today what I'd like to do is, I had surgery on Wednesday and on my left hand, and what happened is in March and in April I did a yard sale, and one of the things that I learned is you don't pick up a heavy table with your hands underneath it because of the weight. You should always do it by the sides, and I learned that the hard way. And what I did was I injured the knot in here, and the all of the ligaments, tendons, or whatever's inside my hand, and I ended up with a trigger finger, which is pretty much like this one in the middle, which that surgery will be happening hopefully soon, and I did that about 9 years ago. But it injured my hand there, and then when I was in the hospital in 2019 in November, I had a lot of IVs in my left hand and right, and the doctor said that a lot of medication had dripped and on my nerve on my wrist, and I ended up with what's called a ganglion cyst. So trigger finger, this my ring finger, and a ganglion cyst, and I had surgery on Wednesday, and today I get to unwrap it, and for the next 4 weeks to 6 weeks I can't pick anything up that's over 5 pounds, and I have strict instructions from the doctors to not do any type of yard work, touch any type of pets or anything like that. Careful with any kind of hygiene, and make sure I use antibacterial wipes to wipe it down so I don't get it soaked with soap and water. And I guess I don't have to do much cooking and house cleaning, so I actually end up a winner. But anyway, so I'm going to take today, I've had it on for 2 days, and they said I can unwrap, and I can now take a shower. I just can't get my hand in the water. I was on some pain medication, and it made me nauseous and really groggy. I really felt terrible. And then I was looking at my paperwork last night, and I realized that I can take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen with the pain medication that I was on, and I just felt I needed the pain medication for a couple of days because you know, the pain I was having. Although the pain was worse on my hand and my fingers before I had surgery, I had a lot of pain in my knuckles, and I might now have some severe arthritis, but I had a lot of nerve pain at the end of my fingers, and that could have been the cyst or from the actual injury. So this is kind of fun here. I'm trying to take this off, and I have a pair of my mother's little scissors because she was a nurse for 35 years. So I may end up having to cut some of this off. But when you get older, like myself and my husband, we don't have as strong as muscles in our hands and our arms as we did in the past and when we were young. So we were a little bit more vulnerable to injuries. So hard lesson learned, let somebody else lift it. That would be the better thing to do. Or just be really cautious on how you use your hands. Anyway, my understanding is that when they remove the cyst off of my wrist, that there's not any stitches in that, and only stitches on the bottom. And what they do is they cut that and they release that tightness to where you can, you know, flex your fingers back out and be able to close your hand. So not sure what's under here. I'm not going to gross anybody out or anything like that. It was pretty well wrapped to help make sure I didn't have any bacteria. And wow, my wrist is really swollen. I have small wrists, but whoop. I've been trying to keep ice on my hand and to see how that goes. I have some kind of tape. It looks like over, wow. I did not know they were going to cut it that direction. I thought they were going to be cutting it this way, but it's kind of hard to see. But there's a little small incision right there. And that's where they removed the cyst. And underneath here, I should have stitches, and I go back to the doctor in about 2 weeks. So anyway, and my hand's kind of orange. We all know why. Oh, wow, huge. Okay, I thought they were going to also go across. I don't know about this, doctor, but anyway, it's cut down, and it's actually cut down into the palm of my hand. It's got stitches in it, so I'm assuming I'll probably get my stitches out in a couple of weeks. So now I really have to be extremely careful now that I've unwrapped it. I still have to continue with good hygiene, and I have some antibacterial wipes that don't have the alcohol, and they're 99%. And I can take it and clean it. I can very lightly use a little bit of water on it, but wow, it's not as swollen as I thought it was going to be, but it definitely, it's big. It's about 1 inch long. So, so that's my story on why I had to have surgery. And if any of you notice, I have a short finger right here, and there's a kind of a long story to that. And if you catch me on another video, I will tell you why, and I will tell you what accident I had and what happened to me when I was a small child. Anyway, that's my fun for today. I now have my wrap off. I still can't do a lot with it. I'm assuming that if I were to go outside or go shopping or something, I probably could just real lightly wrap it with a little gauze, just because there's so much bacteria. I can't, you know, put my hands on shopping carts, or I don't want to pick anything up at the stores or at Target or Walmart, whichever store I happen to be shopping at. So I guess I need to really think about a little bit more of how to protect from getting any kind of infection. I am on some what do I want to call it? I'm on Cephalexx just to make sure that I don't get an infection, because I am a diabetic. And other than that, this is what happens. Don't go out lifting anything up that's real extremely heavy. Make sure you do not lift up this way. Try to lift to the side, or even use one of those dollies or some type of a roll around to help assist. Our hands, when we get older, are not as strong. Our muscles aren't as strong or anything like that. So I'm going to be icing it, and hopefully the knuckle will, swelling will go down in it. I'm supposed to be able to straighten my finger out, and it's still a little bit tight there in the knuckle. I'm supposed to be able to use my hand if need to be able to close my hand completely, but due to the swelling, it's not happening yet, so I will have to keep working at this. Sorry, that was my mosquito snapper. So every hour I'm to do some hand exercises, and to keep that mobile, and hopefully I will be able to squeeze like this, or I will be able to open my hand up straight. So right now, we'll just have to keep working at it. If you got any suggestions, or you come up with any good ideas for me as far as making sure I don't get bacteria in it or anything, if there's anything that you've ever had done like this, and you'd like to share with me, please do so. Subscribe if you would like to. Would love to have you follow me, and hit the little bell. Also give me a thumbs up, and feel free to share with family and friends, and come back for the next story.